Alright, we are here. Izu taking on Don't Care. And I assume that we're all both in the right match, right? We didn't even check that, which sometimes is a problem. But Izu's in the Legion team, Don't Care on the Hellborn team. Seems to be the case for you, enthozz?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Alright, good. And as I just alluded, can be joined by enthozz for this one. It's also a very special cast today. Why is that? Do you know?
Yes.
What is it?
Almost Christmas?
Nope.
December
Enthozz,
19th?
if you don't remember, then we're getting a divorce.
Quincy, it's your birthday.
Nope.
It's our anniversary.
You're close, but nope.
Magnus.
Today is the day before I go to work tomorrow.
That's true, but not what I was looking for.
Just throw me a bone here, buddy.
Alright, this is 500th cast. I'm excited.
Oh
Who's
my God.
excited?
Oh
I'm
my
so
God,
excited.
I just got butterflies.
Yeah.
I can't deny it. I have this
Butterflies.
feeling now, and I'm just so giddy.
It's good stuff. It's very
500
important that I did not tell you that in the 20 minutes it took to set this game up. I wanted to so badly.
For the next game, we have to open with a 500 speech from, what's the movie? Come on, the Knockaround boys or guys, whatever. We gotta start with the speech from that 500 speech.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, then you're missing out, my friend. It's gonna be great.
Probably am. Alright.
We'll go over it, don't worry.
It's fine. This isn't about me. This is about Izu and Don't Care. It's a little bit about me. But
It's all about you, Quincy.
It's mostly about them. Cthulhu and Tempest first two bans for sickening on the Izu side. Parasite and Silhouette can be taken out by the Hellborn team. That leads into a first pick Magmas, followed by Rhapsody, Swiftblade, and Revenant. The first two picks for Don't Care. As always has to be noted, Izu playing without FJ, and that tends to go poorly for them. Don't Care playing without Marcus Moy because he left the team, and he's on somebody else now. There's been several roster switches. I think he's on Dawn? No. That doesn't make any sense. He might be on Rexars. I don't know. Marcus Moy has joined a different team, so he was on Don't Care recently, and they actually did very, very well with him.
I believe he's on Rexars.
Yeah, that might make sense. Time to Die also was on this team for about a cycle or two, and they did very well with him, but losing both those players is going to hurt. And we'll see how badly they're soft picking a Riptide. I don't think it'll hurt that badly. Yeah, it's gonna be Gemini instead. So
It's been about a month since I've casted with you, and I gotta say, nothing has changed as far as the early drafting phase goes.
yeah.
Same exact bands, same exact picks, nothing is different.
Well, Rhapsody isn't as good as she was. People are still picking her, but in Diamond Division, she's definitely fallen off a lot. And it's not really trickled down to gold quite yet. I don't know if people have figured out how to deal with her, but
Right.
yeah, still a good hero. It's just not as completely broken as it seemed to be before. Stu in chat saying he's on whatever team Cat Lomain's on. Yeah, I think that's right. Cat Lomain was on TZP and no longer is on TZP. And TZP actually changed their name to the Slayer's Lub, which is pretty funny.
The Slayer's Lub? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yep. So now we have the Slayer Club and the Slayer's Lub.
I prefer that name to TZP.
Yeah.
Tang Zang Tang, not fun to say.
Well, I think Ganal left the team as well, and he was the only person that was actually tagged up as TZP, so they probably figured we should probably change the team names.
Wise move.
Oh, it's Cooler RMR. There, that sounds right. I think Kulo is... Yeah, that sounds right. Stu's got this shit. You can go look it up right now. Kulo or Coolio, depending on the stuff. Yeah, it's Coolio. It's got Cat Lomain and Marcus Moy. And I believe Time to Die is the one that's on Rexars or something like that, maybe. Or he was ringing for Dawn. Was he ringing for Dawn this cycle? He was ringing for Dawn this cycle. I believe that's what it is. Anyway, so Don't Care losing a couple of pretty good players, and also going to be losing some heroes from the pool. Ophelia, Torture, Kraken, and getting taken out. So the Dark Lady and Clanks being banned up on Linko 6. So Hellborn focusing on the carry role Legion side, going a little bit more versatile with their bans into a fourth pick Solstice. But yeah, you said nothing's changed. There's a Solstice pick. Suck it.
I like it. With Bubbles and Magnus, I think it flows pretty well.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, Solstice has just never seemed to do very well in the competitive scene. Wasn't Stay Green trying out Solstice for a while?
They were.
I mean, it worked better for them than it did for any other
Yeah,
team, but it's just they're Stay Green. I mean,
yeah,
come
right.
on.
Like anything, pretty much everything works better for them than it does for most other teams. So
Right.
Solstice
But
working out for
yeah,
them is.
it's just too iffy. It's too predictable.
Yeah. Actually, Nullstone have run it a couple of times. What You Got has played it to pretty solid success, actually. That hasn't been bad for them. And I believe a couple other teams have tried it out. He occupies a bit of an interesting role. He's more of a carry-oriented jungler, but I think he does have some decent gank potential in the early game. So unlike, say, a Warbeast, which is typically a late-game-oriented hero, Solstice can give you some carry potential, but also come in with ganks with that blinding rush, especially in the daytime. His issue is I feel like in the mid-game he really falls off, and landing his ultimates can be iffy.
Right.
So, depending on how good you are with them, that could be a problem. And it's going to be Berserker with the last pick, so it won't be a Jungle Solstice, that's no huge surprise, but
Oh, jeez.
I was
Yeah,
concerned about damage, now I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, Berserker is one of the weakest heroes in this game, in my opinion. People in the competitive scene tend to shadow pick him as a joke. Like the entire team will shadow pick Berserker because they think it's funny.
It's because of Breaky, too. Breaky loves Berserker, so they're taunting him.
Right. Right. It's just the hero doesn't bring much. I mean, he can be a bitch if he gets farmed and you have no idea what you're doing in TMM, but as far as a competitive game goes, it's easy to counter him with channeling heroes. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
He has very little CC. He doesn't bring much to the table. No.
I mean, the kite potential for Berserker is off the charts. Just he has
Yeah.
no real way to consistently lock people down and kill them. I mean, if you don't run away, he will three-shot you, but, like, then just run away, because duh.
Because
So,
duh. But in TMM, a lot of people don't
Yeah.
understand that you can just run away. So
and,
you know.
Don't try to CC him, that doesn't typically work. So,
unless you're Polywog or Succubus.
right. Well, I mean, if you can catch him, if you can catch him with Portal Keys, it's fine, because he can't get his ultimate off, but
Right.
if he has his ulti active, then don't try to CC him, it doesn't work very well.
Yeah, but channeling heroes are a great counter for his
Right.
ultimate.
That's true, and you can just kill him with burst damage too, because he's honestly not all that tanky. Even unless you get somebody who's really adept at using strength stab, he does go down reasonably quickly. So I feel like straight damage is the best way to counter him after you've run away a little bit and forced his ultimate down. Anyway, Hellborn side will finish off their draft with, I believe, Gauntlet and Gemini. Are that their last two pick? No, Gauntlet and Empath. Yeah, there we go, something like that. Sorry. Yeah, Gauntlet Empath.
So,
We were talking about interesting heroes, and Hellborn have a pretty vanilla lineup. They do have a 3 melee core, but I think they're going to be fine. Boy, my load is taking forever.
I'm not gonna ask.
What?
Nothing.
About how long my load is taking?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. So,
That can be interpreted
it'll
in several
it'll
fashions.
get here when it gets here, Enthozz. You know how this works.
Is that what you tell your girlfriend?
That's what I tell everybody.
Anyway,
Strangers,
yeah, I like the Legion draft.
coworkers, family members.
Family members.
What?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Nothing happened.
I was gonna say I like the Legion draft until that Berserker pick. I mean, they had great CC, great AOE spells. I think that a Moon Queen would have been good with them. Fuck, what else was on the board? I don't know. Berserker's just a single target with all that AOE. It doesn't fit. Berserker doesn't fit, period, but especially in this case, it just doesn't work.
Did they ban the Soul Stealer? They banned a bunch. They did ban the Soul Stealer. All right. So they banned a bunch of high damage heroes, which actually made a lot of sense because they were looking for damage anyway. Berserker is going to perhaps get caught here. Nice hook back in, and he is absolutely dead. The way that he's getting out of that, and looks like Bubbles will have to shell surf on out. So nice catch there from the Hellborn team. Gemini and Gauntlet doing the brunt of that work with the stun and the hook, and actually going to get the wall off onto Bubbles, and this could be a second kill, as there's just too much damage there for him to be able to do too much. So. Izu not off to a great start.
To say the least.
I think, yeah.
And Solstice is going to get screwed on the camps as well, so
Okay.
look at that. Empath has 2 Rev Wards.
Block that easy camp, yo. Block that easy camp.
Looks
Block
like
it.
Bubbles and Berserker
There
are
we
at a
go.
negative 150 GPM already.
Boy, they are just welfare queens, aren't they? Taking,
Yeah.
taking, taking. Living off the
Empath.
system.
Yeah, Empath's a Republican with about 1500 GPM on the other hand.
Job creator is what she is.
A true Mitt Romney of
Yeah.
Heroes of Newerth.
Alright, well, we're going to get a counter ward here for this easy camp, so Rhapsody on top of things. That's about all they'll get, though, I think. And we'll see if they actually block anything else. That Ro16 here in this bottom river does not block that medium camp, and it appears that Hellborn have little interest in blocking anything else. So, in fact, despite all their wards, they don't end up actually blocking anything. And we're going to see a tri-lane here, and are they going to kill Berserker again? Swift is diving for this. He's going to get the kill. Swiftblade's going to die, but Berserker going to go down first. And actually, Empath in a lot of trouble as well, but not enough. Obviously, he doesn't really have the lockdown to kill her. So
Yeah, Bubbles and Magnus are going to have to win their lanes if the Legion team has any chance of doing well in the mid game, because this bot lane is just going to get absolutely crushed.
right. Especially Berserker against a tri-lane, and a tri-lane like this, where you're going to have to deal with the wall, and you're going to have to deal with significant damage output from Revenant and Swiftblade. And
Yes.
he can't get away. Like, he's got no escape.
Yeah, you're dealing with insane CC. Yep,
What a
look at
wall!
Rep-
What a
Yep.
wall from Empath. Very well played from Ro16. And speaking of heroes that can't get away, Rhapsody is a hero that can't get away, and Revenant's a hero that's trying to get away from these creeps before they kill him, but they want to maintain lane control, which they actually will do. And they'll take a health bot, so everything is coming up don't care right now.
Yeah, Swiftblade and Tri-Lane is no fun to go against. As is clearly shown in this game.
But let's hang out somewhere other than the bottom lane for half a second, talk about mid here, where Bubbles honestly should win, as he's got to take cover, level 1, which is something that should definitely happen against a gauntlet. Should be relatively easy for him to dodge those hooks as long as he can hit that take cover button in time. And this is much better than the game I cast with Snowy yesterday, wherein Bubbles went up 1v1 against a gauntlet and didn't level take cover until level 9.
I don't understand that.
We didn't understand it either. And guess how well that Bubbles did?
Not well.
Nope, he did not do well. How did you know?
Just,
Like
I guess I'm intuitive like
Did
that.
you watch the game? Anyway, Empath
No.
Health Bot, or Menabot gets cancelled there. And we'll still look for Solstice here. Haste Rune on Gauntlet, trying to find something, but actually the lockdown's not bad. Chainspike goes on to Revenant in the background. He's going to invis himself, but I think, nope, another nice wall coming out from Ro16. Revenant should be just fine. Now Gauntlet's Haste Rune actually wearing off. He will pop a health pot and in bottle charge. Top lane, man, meanwhile, they actually Magnus gets a kill, and so Empath dies here as well. Rhapsody finally going down with Berserker. Could be in some trouble. Bubbles coming in from the side. Revenant in the background actually going to fall also. Berserker going to get out of here. Swiftblade trying to stay in and do something, but I don't know if there's anything he actually can do. Spin back up in 10 seconds, so that's not going to be a real option for him. And it looks like that will be the end of the engagement, more or less. Swiftblade probably a little bit too tanky to continue fighting. Gauntlet can't do anything, but a nice fight back from Izu, actually. As not only do they get a number of kills in the bot lane, but you were talking about them having to win their other lanes. Magnus getting a kill on Gemini. That'll definitely help.
Yeah, that's huge. Definitely huge. Gauntlet's still winning the mid lane by quite a bit, 17 or 18-3 compared to Bubbles 9-2. But yeah, Izu's nearly matched to Don't Care as far as golden experience now.
Speaking of that, their top farmer is that Magnus in the top lane with 350 GPM, matching that Swiftblade and just below the Gauntlet. And I guess the Volcanic Eruption is just playing havoc with Gemini, but I still feel like Gemini shouldn't die in this lane.
Yeah. In a melee versus melee laning phase, I give Magnus the edge almost every time.
Right. Which is, it's fair. I don't think it's unreasonable for him to actually win this lane. I just don't feel like Gemini should die. I mean, I don't know what he did to misplay, but especially before Magnus got his ultimate. It'd be one thing if he like managed to channel Interruption and a sneaky spot, but yeah, bottom lane, it's going to be Rhapsody falling down as it looks like they're going to try to counter the Swiftblade, and he's taking a lot of damage. Chainspike goes through, a couple more auto attacks will finish him off, and yeah, that's going to be a one-for-one trade going in favor of the guys on Izu as they take the farmer for the support. Definitely something that they're willing to do. And Solstice, 315 GPM for him. That's
impressive, man. An early game Solstice does as well as something to be feared. And yeah, Swiftblade taking too many risks, I think. I don't think he's playing well with the Empath at all. Empath needs to be setting up kills with him, and he's just getting into bad positions over and over again.
And top lane, it is Magnus that eventually goes down. I wasn't sure if it was going to be that or mid that was actually going to die, and I guessed wrong. Anyway, bottom lane in the meantime, Empath getting jumped as well. They did stack stuns a little bit there with the Chain Spike and the Solstice stun. Empath going to pop a health pot, spin going down from Swiftblade, but really nothing else that he's got after that. And all of a sudden, here it comes, the return. And he is getting too far in on these engagements, and Swiftblade is going to die. Yeah, one more attack from Rapsy to finish him off. There it is. Meantime, actually, middle lane, Frankie Figs on that Bubbles did kill the Gauntlet, too. So, action all over the place. We have 14 kills in less than 6 minutes.
And that's what I mean. Swiftblade was chasing down Berserker despite the fact that his spin wasn't even on him. So he wasn't doing damage, and he continued to follow him in a dangerous territory. Right. Really bad idea.
Not good stuff at all, and that nice early lead that DoCa spotted themselves with a Bloodlust before the lane phase even started has now turned into a substantial experience gain for the side of Izu, in fact, and they're just about even in gold. Well, top lane, here comes a Shell Surf with the Silence onto Gemini, a couple auto attacks, will finish him off, but no, the Silence not long enough, and Gemini able to twin things away, so that's how I would have expected those Magnus initiations to go, but apparently it worked once.
Now, Solstice leveled Blinding Rush to level 3 before maxing out his Solar Slash. I don't really agree with that.
I think if he were just farming, it would be fine, but he's got 2 kills and 2 assists, and he's constantly been in this bottom lane, so...
Right. The difference, though, let's see. 200 range, 60 damage. Okay. So it's a pretty big range difference, but regardless, I'd still prefer the Solar Slash.
And
top lane.
Yep. Empath gonna die. Watching that the whole time. Link 06 suffering there, but still 2, 2, and 4. 294 GPM, and so not having that bad a game overall.
As fast as my blades.
Yeah, I think the Blinding Rush probably not the worst thing. And he also gains armor. Especially in this early game, that's going to be significant. Top lane Magnus actually going to get dusted out, so nothing he can do to Steam Bath. Twin Fangs there right on top of him. Absolutely no way to get away. Meanwhile, mid lane, nice Solstice ultimate right on top of the Gauntlet. He's going to cram him with the nighttime charge as well, and Gauntlet trying to turn, not going to happen. Perhaps the ultimate on Solstice's face, but not enough damage. And he will have to try again. Meanwhile, Swiftblade going to try to catch out this Rhapsody. There's the Swift Slashes, and the last auto attack, actually the spin damage helping out. Not even sure if that was necessary, but definitely stop the Staccatos, so worth it. Did I say Volcanic Eruption? Sorry. No, say.
Bubbles biff there too. He hit his silence before teleporting to the Shell Surf. Probably the nerves getting to him, but they still secured the kill.
It's fine. It was a nice setup with the Solstice ultimate.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh well. I'm sure they're okay with it. I'm going to shut down this Gauntlet a little bit. 310 GPM for him. And this Gemini actually not doing that bad, unless he's still at 371 gold point. Those couple of Magma skills definitely helping out a lot. And he's currently the top farmer in the game.
Now, Berserker went Ghost Marchers as opposed to Steam Boots. What are your thoughts on that?
It's gonna help the kite. I also like move speed in general, but well, I'm actually okay with it because he really shouldn't be in the front line of any of these big team fights anyway. It should be Magnus and Bubbles coming out in front, and even Solstice following it up. So ideally, that's just gonna give him some more damage. I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other for Steam Boost versus Ghost Marchers on him.
Yeah, I've never really seen it played like this. I've never seen it at all, actually. People almost exclusively just get Steam Boots on this hero, so I'm curious to see how it plays out.
I guess that makes sense with the Strength Sap. You want to maximize your attack speed because you're probably going to be doing some damage.
Right. Looks like he's going for Insanitarius right off the bat, getting home with the Victim.
Yeah. But yeah, so it might be a little more efficient. Anyway, meantime, Bubbles going to get stunned out, can't get to the Shell Surf, and dies very quickly. Empath getting the link off, gets her 1 assist as well as the Gauntlet. That's just picking up the kill. We have 4 heroes in the middle lane, which is an efficient use of resources. Meanwhile, top, Magnus and Gemini sort of going at it, and Lava Surge in from Magnus. He's got support coming in the form of that Rhapsody. But, you alright? You dying?
Who, me?
Yep,
Yes. Yes, I am.
but very slowly, like all of us.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Please help me, Quincy.
Only when we're done with the cast.
Okay.
Then the
Oh,
authorities can
I see
come
what you're
rescue
saying.
you.
Oh. Okay.
Unless, like, the ambulance driver can cast, in which case, that's fine. Then the other one can
Well,
take you
now
to the
that you mention
hospital.
it. Right. I can, yeah, I don't know. Bot lane, Swiftblade.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Nope.
jumped by
going.
Solstice. Yeah, not really sure what Solstice thought was gonna happen there.
Yep.
Not like. Hey, Crazekill is looking for bodies for 3v3 tournaments. So, hey, you guys
How do you
go
know
play.
Crazekilla? I'm asking him what time.
Because I played with him every so often, and
Oh.
because he was in my tournament from a couple of
Oh, no shit.
like a week or two ago. They actually did all right. End up getting some gold coins.
Nice.
Yeah.
9 a.m. Enthozz. Oh, that's very nice of him.
Anyway, Bubbles gonna run away here. A lot of damage. Nice wall from Empath once again, and pretty much no way he's getting out of this. Except maybe he is. Bottle charges are there. Can they get enough damage? No, they can't. Meantime, up at the top lane, they do manage to catch Magnus, who was hiding and going, "Please don't notice me. Please don't notice me." But they did. So,
Bubbles just too slippery.
Yeah. I see what you did there. Because he's a goddamn turtle.
No pun intended, Quincy. Come
I
on.
don't bring you on for the witticisms, enthozz. I bring you on for the sex appeal. Just shut up and stand in the corner and look pretty.
Well, okay, like, the other day I was at the bar, and this dude was, like, totally hitting on me, and I was like, oh my god, like, am I doing it right?
No. No part of that was shutting up and standing in the corner and looking pretty. I can't even see you. You're doing your entire job wrong.
Well,
You had
I
one
need a
job,
raise
enthozz.
anyway.
You had one job.
I need a raise. I
Alright.
demand it.
I will double your current salary. How about that?
I want triple, and I want stock options.
Alright, sounds good. Anyway, nothing going well for Sickening there in that Solstice. I was trying to think of a good segue, but my brain was not interested in turning stock options into some clever pun about him dying.
Your puns will never be as clever as mine. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, well,
I'm
it's something
talking
I have to live
Uncharted.
with.
I'm talking like uncharted territory here. Nobody's ever thought of calling Bubbles slippery before, so.
Yeah. Gauntlet getting revealed there. I'm not sure if you realize the Essence Shred just wore off. He's like, oh crap, I gotta hook back up. Meanwhile, they get the kill field onto 2. Empath dead, so is Zephyr on that Gauntlet. And that Essence Shroud gank did not work the way they wanted it to. Anyway, Swiftblade gonna spin here and put some pretty serious damage into Magnus, who actually Lava Surge before the spin wore off. He's not gonna pay for it though. Essence Shroud is on Revenant now, and thus Revelation not gonna catch him. So it ends up being 3 kills here for Izu. And they're possibly gonna turn this into a mid-tower push.
Yeah, Izu's taking control. I mean, Don't Care is utilizing their team more. They're always roaming and stuff, but that's hurting them because Izu's getting a lot more farm, especially on Solstice Berserker, and they're taking fights only when they need to, and they're winning them. At least the past 2 that we've seen. So Izu jumping ahead by 3K experience, but nearly tied in gold.
And you look at this Don't Care team, and you don't really see them wanting to take 5v5 engagements. The Legion side
It's
want
almost as if they don't care.
Yeah, it's almost as if they don't care that the fact that they're losing, but they probably should, at least a little bit. The Legion side, on the other hand, sure, Kelpfield, Magnus Eruption, Solstice Ultimate, we'd love to fight you as a team, and it seems like these engagements are a little bit too large for how Don't Care is built. When they find the small things, yeah.
Right.
Can jump in with a 2-man Lava Surge, we'll see, yep, that path just destroyed.
That one was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was
wasn't bad at all.
I'm really
Gauntlet
surprised.
is going to stop the Solstice. Ultimate going out though, and it is going to hit on the background, and it will be yet another kill on the Gauntlet. That was very well timed from Solstice.
Yeah.
Getting just enough range.
Izu's playing really well.
They
I'm
are.
surprised he covered.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
And maybe it's Zeus Girl who's doing. Nope. Maybe as I say that, it's Zeus Girl dying in the bottom lane. So I don't know. But Frankie Fig, Sickening, definitely on this team before. I don't know if Mandix was. I want to say he was. I don't think RBU felt was, and I'm entirely sure that Zeus Girl was not. So hey, maybe making some roster changes that get them more prominence.
They need you on the team, Quincy.
That's what they need.
They do.
That's what they
I
need,
need
because they
the
weren't
right
losing
team.
enough. So they need me on the team. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Rev Ward in the bottom lane does counter that ward of Rev from the Legion side, and also able to take out this ward of Sight. As there's really nothing that the Legion side can do about that, unless they just want to stand there. I want to point out in chat that Stu is saying Gauntlet is a genius for taking no E skill build. He's had his hook the entire time, man. Yeah.
Now, is Stu being sarcastic, or
No, he said it a while ago.
why is not getting E at all a good idea?
It's not. He's saying that. Well, I mean, like, so he's being sarcastic. So he's like saying Gauntlet should have gotten Enfeeble earlier than this, or earlier than he got.
Right. Right.
What I'm saying is, he did get his E. Like that was
Okay.
the first spell he learned was his E.
Okay.
Because you hit E to launch the hook.
So
Is it
Gauntlet's a
grade two?
rave kid? Is that what you're saying?
Don't worry about it, enthozz. You just stand there and look pretty.
I just want to party, Quincy.
Good. Okay, do you want to party with me, baby? Want to party with me?
I want to party with your sisters,
I'm
most
sorry,
of all.
I just watched The Wolf of Wall Street 2, and I'm pretty sure that
it's great.
every single pair of tits in the entire world was in that movie.
Yeah. No, I watched about the first half of that movie again just 2 nights ago, and I mean, his speeches in that movie are phenomenal. The acting is great.
DiCaprio's fine. The writing's fine. I don't think it's Scorsese's best thing. I like The Departed better, I think.
Right. Yeah, I like Goodfellas. That's my favorite of his of all time. But I thought it was really great. I went to that movie with. Never mind. I don't want to tell the story.
I kind of want you to tell the story, mostly because you don't want to tell it.
Overrun a Legion
Anyway,
FOB.
Middle Tower does die, just to the creeps. There was nobody there from the Hellborn team, and Bubbles
Yep.
getting there a little bit late to get the deny off, so that's weird. Speaking of Bubbles, he's got a Thunderclaw.
Yes. I love this guy. This guy's the best. I want to get this guy on my team.
Oh my god. We saw this before from somebody memorable. Was it Pingu? I want to say it was Pingu. Anyway, Swipplay getting caught out here. He's going to get the spin off though, and that's going to stop all the magic damage. He's just going to leave. So,
Peace, guys.
anyway, Kelpfield goes on to 2. Empath jumping inside, not Thunderclaw doing some damage, but not nearly enough. Gauntlet actually. What a hook from Gauntlet. Completely ineffective, but it was kind of pretty.
Now, Quincy, if this Bubbles gets an Elder Parasite next, you need to have him on the cast. There's
I
no
think
doubt
I
about
might.
it. This man is a god.
I think I might. It wasn't Pingu. I don't want to disparage his good name. Meanwhile, Berserker getting caught out in the bottom lane. Actually, Bezo on that Gemini will get the kills. We got 5 heroes from the Don't Care team coming down here. And that was with Snowy 2, I think. So that might have been that last series with which was Dawn versus Mewtwo. So it might have been somebody on Mewtwo's side going with Thunderclaw and Bubbles. I don't remember exactly, but it was surprisingly effective. I don't think they won that game, but I think it was surprisingly. It did more than you'd think, which would be nothing. But anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, taking it seriously, clearly it's awesome no matter what people say. But on a serious note, Bubbles portal keys in, or shell surfs in, gets his silence off and gets his ult off. At that point, to utilize your Thunderclaw, you need to get some space between you and the enemy heroes, which is a difficult prospect for that hero. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Stu saying it was Pingu and a short can cast. That makes more sense. And yes, I do suck at remembering things. Why do you think I do stats? Why do you think I love stats? It's because I don't have to remember anything. It's all written down. And I can go and look at it and understand it. Because I remember jack shit.
Quincy has amnesia, Stu. Be nice. I can't see Twitch chat, but I assume it's Stu saying that.
Oh yes, Stu is the only person that has said anything in chat this entire time.
Just making sure. We love you, Stu. You know that.
19 viewers though, it's not bad. Good stuff.
Gotta go for 500 for the 500th cast.
Whoa, yeah, that'd be nice. Anyway,
I'll talk to people. My publicist can maybe do something about it.
these teams are on the wrong side, and Rhapsody actually being the one that gets
Yeah.
caught out. Absolutely no way that she's getting out of that. They're gonna try to counter this on to Revenant. He's gonna TP though. Magma's no Lava Surge. Nothing they can do. And yep, Solstice really, really late. Meanwhile, on this side, Kelpfield from Bubbles, they're going to try to kill the Gauntlet, and they will get it. Bubbles ends up dying, though, as a result, and that's the pickoff on Empath, so... Thunderclaw doing work, but Bubbles definitely lives in that case, and he gets a Portal Key. Anyway, nice spin from Swiftblade. That'll stop the stun from Solstice, and he gets the dust on him, but he's just going to be able to run away. Gemini in the split dog form. 1 stun, 2 stuns, Swift Slashes are there, and Sickening's dead. We'll see if they can get anything else as Gemini reforms into 2 dog form, and he is going to be in some trouble. Pop's Energizer gets away as they manage to kill Mandix on that Magma's Berserker. Now 1 versus 3 sort of, as Gemini doesn't really want to come back here. And Sanitarius toggle, not going to be enough, and it's a hat trick for Soul Volca on the Swiftblade, now at 400 GPM. And the pendulum swings back in the favor of the Hellborn team.
That's a huge turn, man. I mean, now they're at a 5k gold disadvantage, 2.5k experience disadvantage.
Yep.
Not the place you want to be against a Swiftblade.
Swiftblade and a Gemini.
Yeah, that Swiftblade ult did absolute work, though.
Yep.
I mean, he has level 2 ulti against 3 heroes, one of which was kind of low as is, so...
You were talking about their like actual positioning on the map. I thought they were talking about their positioning relative to the other team in the game as it progresses.
Why would I talk about that, Quincy? That's not relevant.
It's not. So I was trying to move on from that topic as soon as possible, because clearly it has no importance. It's fine.
Indeed.
It still doesn't get the gold efficiency thing. Jesus. Alright, I'm going to explain it. I'm just going to explain the gold efficiency, alright? It has absolutely no relevance to this game whatsoever, as Bubble's going to be in a lot of trouble in the middle lane, but a Ward of Rev does spot them out. 2-man Kelpfield is there. In fact, going to be in some trouble, no way she can get back, but they finally finish her off. Anyway, Magma's Eruption onto the Revenant. He's invis. No, he's not, actually. They can see him. Magma's trying to pound down the auto attacks. Lava Surge finishes him off. Earth's Charge from Solstice unhelpful. Okay, so the way gold efficiency works is that Berserker dies in Elysian Woods because it's the Swiftblade illusions that are just like chasing him down, so maybe he doesn't die. The way the gold efficiency works is I calculated the expected spawn rate for every single neutral camp and all 3 lanes. And when I say neutral camp, I mean only on one side of the jungle, and all 3 lanes per minute. So, for example, if you have a creep that spawns in 2 camps, so like take the Vagabond, the middle one, right? You get 2 of those in the medium camp and 1 of those in the hard camp. So the small camp has a 20% chance to spawn Vagabonds, times 2 Vagabonds per small camp, plus a 20% chance to spawn in the hard camp times 2 hard camps. So that ends up being a 0.8% chance of getting a Vagabond in any given minute. Yeah, because it's 0.2 times 0.2 plus 0.2 times 0.2. Or 2 times 0.2 plus 2 times 0.2. There we go. Then you multiply that by the expected bounty of the Vagabond, and that's the amount of bounty you should expect to get from Vagabonds per minute. You do that for every single creep and all the lanes, and you adjust for minutes because at some point they start spawning more creeps. And then you essentially say, okay, how much gold do they have? And how many creeps have they, or how much gold do they have, and how much gold should they expect if they perfectly farmed every single camp on the entire map since the beginning of the game. And then you compare those two numbers. That does not include towers, it does not include hero kills, because those vary too much in gold, and for other reasons. Probably could include towers, I probably should include towers. Maybe I will. Anyway, middle lane, Bubbles is dead. We'll see if they can get anything else onto this Magnus as well, as he's trying to get away, but nice solid juke spot, but it's not going to be enough. And he's real dead. Oh god, the Lava Surge hits onto 3, and the Portal Key. What a player.
Wow.
What a player. Is he going to die? I hope he doesn't die anymore. Oh! Okay, alright, I gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him for Zephranthe.
Impressed on both parties' behalves.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
Well played. To both sides. That's why Gold Division's good, man. You see stuff like that every single time. It's good. Okay, so to finish up the thing about gold efficiency, that's how gold efficiency works. So yes, you can exceed 100% because if you get a sufficient amount of hero and or tower kills early enough in the game, then it will give you more gold than if you had perfectly farmed every single camp. But I like that because it basically indicates that this team is doing so well that they're actually higher in GPM than they would be if they just like had ridiculously amazing creep farm, which is impressive. And then creep efficiency is essentially the same thing, but it's versus creeps spawned and creeps killed as opposed to gold bounties and gold collected. So creep efficiency is actually far more accurate because there's nothing else to compare it to. So when you see creep efficiency of 45%, you can be reasonably certain that they've killed 45% of the possible maximum allowable creeps in the game up to that point. Boom. It's so
In
yes,
next
it's sort of the
week's
same.
episode, I will be teaching everybody on the cast Mandarin.
Yes.
It will be very interesting. And the relevance and efficiency of the Bitcoin as opposed to modern currency.
Anyway, in the middle lane, Swiftblade is going to be jumped. He's trying to get out of here, but he can't. Swin finally goes through. Auto attacks will finish him off, but he's pretty damn fast. Empath going to jump inside and help speed him away. Meanwhile, here's the turn. Swiftblade wants more, but he's not got a lot of health. He puts the Swift Slashes down, and actually going to get away with that. It's a 2-for-1 so far as they're trying to chase down this Solstice. They do eventually get the kill. Bubble's going to portal key away. He should be fine in the background. Berserker chasing down the Empath. A couple more auto attacks will finish her off. The Essence Link, not very helpful when you're getting wrecked by the Berserker. So, in the end, relatively even trade. I think both sides losing 3 heroes apiece, and yeah, they both kept their short laner and their mid, so very even trade.
Yep, as even as it gets. But Gemini's at almost 500 GPM, so.
Yeah, there's that. And Swiftblade's at 370, which is higher than the Delta Legion team. So they have 2 cores that are out farming everybody on Izu.
Right, and I've been following Bubbles around for a little bit on my camera, and he's missing so many creep kills. That should be really easy.
That's why you got
So,
Thunderclaw.
I don't know. That's why I got a Thunderclaw. Even with that, maybe it's throwing his chi off or something.
I don't know. Yes, anyway, so creep efficiency and gold efficiency can be difficult to understand. Hopefully that helped the 2 of you that ask about it every single goddamn time on the cast. I really need to just write something down and copy paste it to Twitch chat, but yeah, it's not the most simple thing, but I think it does provide, because it does actually vary sometimes pretty significantly, even within the same game and from game to game. So it gives you a decent idea as to which teams, like, so if you consistently see 90-95% from teams, they are teams that use the map very effectively in terms of getting resources, and that's a real big reason why they win, because resource control is really what HoN comes down to in the end. Anyway, want to talk about Bitcoins? I can talk about Bitcoins. I have an economics degree.
I think the real question here is, does the effect of moon cycles, or do moon cycles have any effects on the growth and luster of Byzantine emeralds in the jungles of South America?
It depends on what house Mars is in.
Indeed. Good answer.
Don't blame me. While they want to stuff do as they want to stuff do. That was a great sentence. Nice ultimate from Rhapsody, saving a lot of damage, but she dies for it. Berserker trying to man fight. That's not going to work against 4 heroes panning down onto you. Solstice coming in here, and he's going to learn the value of pain. As it looks like a genocide comes through for the Hellborn team. They don't even need Gauntlet for that whole thing, and they didn't use the token on Gemini. Gemini.
Yeah, Izu's getting eclipsed. This is insane. They're out of position all the time now. They're not.
Yep.
There is no communication whatsoever.
At this point, I think they're just out-resourced against a bunch of cores. I mean, Gemini has 5k gold and didn't even use a token right there.
Right, but they keep getting out-resourced. It all began with them having bad positioning, team fight after team fight. It's just continuing.
I kind of want to take that back. I mean, look at the amount of gold that's being pulled up on the Hellborn team. It's like more than half of the gold lead that the Hellborn have right now. So that was just a bad fight for Legion, and
Gemini's a heart now, by the way. 29-minute heart, along with Frostburn, Energizer, and Abyssal. Not only that, but Swiftblade has a Frostburn too. 2 Energizer on the Hellborn team and 2 Frostburns.
I know we don't see it that much, but I really do think Gemini is overpowered.
Well, yeah, Beaver Baron can attest to that. Wink, wink.
It's an incredibly difficult hero to play, but Elemental Force is arguably the strongest ability in the game. I mean, the amount of stuff he can... He's the only hero that can legitimately drop boots, and they're going to fight Rhapsody. I have no idea how. They're going to split up and get the kill by himself because he can stun 3 times in one fight, back to back to back, which is completely balanced. Anyway, Empath's going to jump inside here. Solstice actually gets a solid stun, but Swiftblade was still spinning. They will be able to kill the Berserker, but they do sacrifice the Gemini to do it. Swiftblade has Empath inside, still trying to man fight here, but all of a sudden realizing this is not the engagement they wanted to take, as Revenant was in no part of this fight. Empath Essence Link gets the stun, but doesn't get too much damage back. Nymus with the Eruption, Godza 2 gets both of the kills, looking for a quad kill, trying to chase down this Empath, who is definitely going to die. The question is, who's going to end up getting the kill? They have a tablet actually going to push her over the ledge, so X spoke too soon. Meanwhile, Solstice is getting picked off the background by the Revenant, portkey away from Magnus once again, and he looks like he might be okay. I don't think they have trade potential on the Hellborn team, and Mandex is going to survive. But not a bad fight for the Legion team. Of course, it was 4v5. And did Gemini have his heart for that whole thing? Or yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did. Surprisingly enough.
He died quickly.
They were definitely looking for Solstice. They were expecting Solstice to be back there charging his ulti, and they were right about a hero being there. It was just the wrong one, which turned out even better for them because it was an instant death.
And that's the big thing. If you can pick off Rhapsody in the beginning of these fights, she dies quick, she has no escape mechanism, she's relatively squishy, and it prevents her from getting an ultimate off, which obviously can do a lot to turn fights. So,
right.
Trying to focus the Rhapsody early on, I think, is a fantastic strategy. If you can do it.
Quincy, I think you're a fantastic strategy.
I have many fantastic strategies, they just don't work.
So are they fantastic then?
Exactly. Thank you for reaching the end of the station on that one.
You're welcome. I like to just go right for the point.
Yeah.
I skip the bullshit.
Anyway, Revenant here looking for a gank, has the Essence Shroud up onto a couple of heroes, him, himself, and Gauntlet, but there's a Rev Ward right here, and Berserker's gonna be like, hello.
Basher finished on Swiftblade, by the way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, they're gonna move over and kill Sickening on the Solstice. They had a Rev Ward that saw them go up there. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Anyway, they will get the counter onto Gauntlet, who now has the Mark for Death on him. That's a pretty easy kill. Empath trying to block them off. That's not going to happen. Revenant here takes the Kelfield Stun. The Industrial Revelation is there, so they get both kills. And they both go to Berserker for that matter. So, it's not the worst engagement there, but I feel like they did not have to sacrifice Solstice to get it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Berserker's a short lane carry, and 32 minutes into the game, he has 320 GPM. The hero just can't farm.
Now, in your professional opinion, enthozz, is that good?
No.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's not good.
That's not good.
And this is why we bring guys like him on, to answer the tough questions.
The questions that everybody else is afraid to answer.
Exactly. And let's just go ahead and pat myself on the back a little bit here. The questions that everybody else is afraid to ask. Because honestly, when was the last time you heard somebody like ask, is 320 GPM from your short lane carry good? Never.
I can't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's because they're afraid. They're afraid.
The tyrannical Rain Quincy, in his what's the word? His censorship. You're like the Fox. You're like the Fox News of casters.
I'm pretty much the Fox News of caster.
You're a fearmonger, and you won't ask any of the right questions. You'll ask a question.
Usually unintelligible. Every so often I say something that's close to the truth, but in a sort of sick and twisted way, and I'm usually more interested in promoting myself than anything I'm actually doing.
I've got it. You're the Sean Hannity of Heroes of Newark. That's what you are.
That's pretty insulting. My hair is not nearly that bad.
Well, I had a guy come into work. I had a few guests at work. I was serving their table, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you're doing a good job as a server. You know, Sean Hannity's hiring interns down in Texas right now. You should really get down there." And it took everything in me to not scream at the guy, punch him in the face, and quit my job right then and there. I looked at him, I gave him the biggest smile, and I nodded my head. And it was the hardest, most humbling thing I've ever had to do.
But I mean, if you think about it, he's got a point. You're doing stuff in Portland. You're doing you're a server in Portland, so you're doing well at that. clearly the next step in your career path is to move to Texas and work for Sean Hannity. I mean, it's basically A to B right there. Like, when you walk in that door, he's gonna be like, "What took you so long to get here? With these credentials, how could I not?" Okay.
You go from a very modernized, conscious city down to Texas, where you can work for Sean Hannity, America's greatest and only fearmonger. Well, not only, but the best.
Dude,
the best fearmonger of them all.
Glenn Beck's on the internet now. It's fine.
Sean Hannity's the worst.
Sean Hannity's terrible, but I think Glenn Beck might be legitimately insane.
Right.
Like,
I'm not a fan of Russell Brand. He's always annoyed me, but if you watch the little dispute that he has with Sean Hannity, it's hilarious stuff. And you see just how much of an idiot Sean Hannity is.
No, like, I get that, but like at the very least, you can listen to Sean Hannity and be like, he believes what he's saying, and it's not always like the most. I think Glenn Beck is legitimately insane. Like, I think he's actually a crazy person because it takes a lot to get fired from Fox. Anyway, there's a team fight going on here. Kelfield onto 2. Nice wall action from Empath. Blocks a lot of stuff at, and Rhapsody ultimately doing a lot, actually. That's going to save a lot of people. Bezo on the Gemini dies. There goes the Gauntlet as well. They finally managed to kill Berserker, who's just auto-attacking in these fights. Looks like the guys on Don't Care coming out pretty significantly ahead as Switchblade manages to get a quad kill here. And that's a nice little genocide for Don't Care. They leave 3 heroes up, and Switchblade Token didn't even get used, so apparently it would have been better on Gemini. But
yep, now you have 2 heroes and more than 500 GPM. That's got GG. 18k gold, 24k experience. So
well, usually when you have Switchblade and Gemini, 500 plus GPM, not great.
Yeah.
In your professional opinion, enthozz, if you have Switchblade and Gemini 500 plus GPM, what does that say about the other team's chances of winning the game?
I say that Hamas are clearly terrorists, and if you come on my news station and say otherwise, I will yell at you.
Right.
Back to you, Tom.
Well,
for the weather, of course.
I think that's exactly the answer we were looking for. I wrote an article a long time ago called "Here's Tom with the Weather."
Oh, that's
you know exactly where I got that from.
But yeah, of course. Come on.
Yeah.
Who do you think I am, Quincy?
Legion barracks are liquidated.
Me, from the future.
I'm a cop from the future.
Why didn't he just say that like all the time in Time Cop? Could he have just spent like that's his entire dialogue as just I'm a cop from the future? Like even like when he's at home with his wife, it's just I'm a cop from the future. No, you're not. You're my husband. You're from this time period. You work. Sometimes you're from the future because you work in time. I'm a cop from the future.
Isn't that the quote that leads into the sex scenes too?
Probably.
Probably. I would think so.
Voice back is the Ursa announcer, by the way. You're gonna need a lot of Ursa alts to get this. And it's kind of mediocre. It's decent, but it's kind of mediocre. I'm gonna go back to my pudding pack at some point.
Pudding pack.
Dude, I love the pudding pack.
Yeah.
I love pudding. I have a ton of pudding in this cabinet. I eat pudding all the time. I love pudding. Anyway,
I haven't had a long time.
in the middle lane, they're going to be able to get the jump onto the Swiftblade here. They're locking him down pretty damn effectively, and he is going to die, but that's just the token that's going to come through. Bubbles is, in fact, going to pay for that, so it's a token for the kill on the Bubbles, and Swiftblade spinning. Really not doing all that much, as the rest of the Legion side backs off, so... They got the token kill, but I think it was about to expire anyway. As Berserker getting hellfired, and a gauntlet hook, nice dodge from both Rhapsody and Berserker. Those are like, screw it, we'll take your buildings. We've already taken racks in the bottom lane, might as well get some more in this mid. Yes, Twitch chat, you are quite right. Pudding pack is probably the best pack in the game. At least until my voice pack comes out, which is going to be the best place.
I used to buy pudding packs as a child, and the vanilla ones were the best.
What?
Yes, you heard me. Vanilla was way better than chocolate. It was a much richer flavor. Don't get me wrong, chocolate pudding's great, but the vanilla was always better. And if you eat tapioca, go fuck yourself. And I mean that.
Trying to control the rage, not working.
That's not rage, that's just honesty.
Try to control it. Vanilla over chocolate. I have pudding packs.
For ice cream, no.
I have pudding packs that are chocolate and dark chocolate. It's pretty great.
Whoa. Dark chocolate pudding packs, huh?
It's pretty great.
Oh yeah, I gotta try that sometime.
Anyway, middle lane, they're going to jump once again onto the Berserker, gets the Hellfire on top of him. We'll see if they can actually do anything about this. Eruption getting channeled in the background, the spin coming up, and Switchblade 3 just like, I don't care, and they kill Magnus. Perhaps the ultimate a little bit late to save the Berserker, and they're just going to destroy her. Solstice's going to get a counter kill onto the Gauntlet, but that's just about it. Bubbles coming in, but this Swiftblade and Empath combo is absolutely destroying things. Kelp Field Sun gets broken as Swiftblade Swifts were spinning in the background. Gemini manages to finish off Bubbles, and there goes Sickening on Solstice, and I wouldn't be surprised to see CC both coming out here. Yeah, as at some point it becomes excessive. So. Anyway, Berserker apparently bought back, as did Magnus, but I don't. Oh my God, he got exploded.
Unreal.
Well, that's game.
Well, let's take a quick look at Swiftblade's damage. You got 400 damage on him along with the Basher. And let's take a look at Gemini. You got, yeah, about 200 damage on each wolf, so 400 total.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of nuts, Quincy. That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. Well, you have anything else to say about that game, or want to renounce your current stats?
Clearly paid off that
pudding?
game.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't think that helped very much, but I don't think that the Hellborn Legion team is going to win that, regardless of the Thunderclaw. Like, sure, it wasn't great, but it's not, I don't think we can blame that on the Thunderclaw. Anyway, I don't know. Anything else to say about that game? Final thoughts? No.
Let's see. If you haven't seen True Detective, go watch it. It's a phenomenal show.
Fair.
Fair.
Any life advice you'd like to give?
Oh, and Wilco is a phenomenal band as well. I found them yesterday, and I cannot stop listening. So if you haven't heard Wilco, check out Yankee Foxtrot Hotel. It's a great album.
So, that's enthozz giving you some advice. I'll let you decide if it's a good or bad advice. And whether
For
or
your
not to follow
health,
it.
people. For your health.
But it's going to do it. Cast number 500. It's done. It's amazing.
Wait, there's not a game 2?
There's a game 2, but there's obviously game 2,
okay.
but that was the
This is the-
500th game that individual game that I've cast.
Oh, I thought you meant the cast, like...
Not series.
You know.
That'd be a lot of series.
Okay.
We're working our way there, but no, that was the 500th individual game. It's fine. All right.
It's beautiful, guys. 500 speech coming up to a theater near you.
Yeah.